anyone who needs to know what they should do in the future, just come directly to me. I'll be your fearless leader. Justin doesn't want to be the leader. I will be in charge. If Joe Rogan gets to be in charge of people, I should be in charge of people too. It's only fair. I could eat elk liver just like him. It's not that big a deal. He's not special.
Hey, what's the laziest way I can do heroin?
What, do you want a joke?
Oh, let me be RZA. We need to figure out who's going to smoke more in the next 30 years.
Don't give your grandparents any sort of drugs. Thank you.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
Justin, you look more clean cut than normal.
Yeah, I trimmed today.
I see that.
Yeah, and I always think I look a bit like Poultry when I do that.
like raw poultry or cooked poultry?
Raw.
Okay.
This face could easily be, some sort of Cornish game hen.
If anyone is to cook Justin's face, 165 degrees.
It's a safe temperature, yeah.
That's the internal temperature his face needs to be for you to be able to eat him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's not good enough just to make sure the juices run clear. No.
Although I do remember as a child that being the guideline I was told.
Yeah. I mean, I think
I've learned better. I'm an adult now.
I don't know. I overcook my meats a lot.
All of them?
No, but like a lot of them I have overcooked. Yeah. I get scared of chicken. Yeah.
See, chicken I cook until it's 165 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm pretty loyal to that. I tend to undercook beef.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously I want it under. I don't want well done beef ever because I'm not a monster. But I cook it and I'm like, okay, that should be perfect. And then I cut into it and I'm like, oh, that's not perfect. That's not anywhere near where I thought it was.
Too done or underdone?
No, like it isn't cooked at all.
It's completely raw inside.
I do what they call on accident the black and blue.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not on purpose. It's not a choice. It's just, I messed that up.
It's still cold in the middle and shit.
Yeah. But that's probably because I cook beef maybe once a year. So
yeah, I don't cook it that much either. For a while there,
I don't eat it.
Yeah, I do sometimes. It just depends. For a while there, it was like a birthday thing for the wife. It was like she wanted a steak just on the birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd make a steak on the birthday.
Yeah, I mean, it started as like a health thing. Like, I'm being healthy. I'm going to eat chicken and not beef. And then I realized I like chicken way more than beef anyway.
So it kind of worked out for you.
Yeah, chicken's very good.
It is. You can do a lot with some chicken.
It's a versatile meat.
It is. In the words of Ernest P. Worrell, pork's my meat.
There you go.
Well,
that's I don't know. I don't do pork very often either.
I feel bad about eating pigs, but I do eat them. I often feel bad about it, though.
Do you? Okay, is that the only animal you feel bad about, though?
No, I feel bad about all of them. Chickens less than cows and pigs, though.
What about fish?
No, I don't feel that bad about eating fish.
No one feels bad about fish.
Yeah, I feel bad about like sometimes if you buy like cheap fish, you're like, this thing probably lived in a tank with like 1,000 other fish,
and
its life was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I think about that.
But it just seems like a general rule across the board. Everyone agrees. The fish, they deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, they deserve death and not a lot of respect, really.
Like, to the point that you have pescatarians, they're like, I just can't eat animals.
Mm-hmm.
Fish, they're not really animals, they're monsters, so that's fine.
You think it's because they're so kind of foreign? They live, down there in the water, and
I think it's because you can't put them in a pet zoo.
I think they're not cuddly at all. They're not cuddly.
If someone found a way to have a trout and salmon petting zoo, then all of a sudden you'd have a bunch of people not wanting to eat fish either. But
yeah.
That day has not come, and so there we go.
Though when we went to Maine last summer and found ourselves at the Cryptozoological Museum in Portland, Maine, I think it's now in Bangor or moving to Bangor.
Why would they move a museum to a completely... Anyway, never mind.
Anyway, they had like a fuzzy fish. I think it was called like a bearded trout. It was a trout.
Could you pet it?
I mean, it was dead, but yeah, sure.
Oh, well,
yeah.
That's another thing is most of the time when people get to see the fish like that, they're dead.
Yeah.
So you don't have an attachment. Also, fish don't have a personality.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't help their case either.
I have a fit, and it's funny that this came up because I was saving this for a rainy day.
Okay.
But I have a fish, and it does have a personality. 1 second.
It doesn't. And that's a deep basement back there. I'm looking at your shelves and I'm noticing that for the first time in the history of Justin having a basement, it looks organized.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I can only see shelves, so the shelves are organized.
It is decently organized down here. Yeah, the basement here, I haven't given it a name yet. The 70s funk house, you might call it. There's a lot more room than the basement of dreams.
Oh yeah.
And back in good old Music City, but the basement of dreams is a little crowded, right? More than a little. There was a path. And there is a lot of room down here. I'm still super stoked about it.
Have you come out of it yet?
No. I haven't been upstairs in weeks.
That sounds right.
There is a bathroom down here, so like
you could live there.
Yeah,
presumably.
I've just been splashing toilet water on my face, and
you come upstairs long enough to cook your porks, and then you come back down.
Oh, they've been chucking down fish for me, right? So, this is speaking of. Here's my show and tell. This is we went to Goodwill back on my birthday, and listeners will be familiar. This is the screen cap for this episode. Listeners, look at that fucking thing. Listeners will know about Big Mouth Billy Bass, probably, right? Well, this is his lesser known cousin, the Cool Cat.
This would have been when everyone was knocking off Billy Bass, right?
Yeah. He is a nasty, dirty, funky ass catfish. And maybe he'll sing a song for us. I don't know. Let me see. There's a lot more buttons than you would think. There we go. Let's try this. Did I take your batteries out? I might have taken his batteries.
Oh, man. The catfish is dead.
Yeah. Look at his funky, fucked up teeth, though. He's got really strange.
Maybe those are why no one feels bad about eating fish.
Right?
That was propaganda.
Oh,
by big fish.
Big fish.
To get people to keep eating fish. They were like, someone at some point might feel bad about these fish. What if we just annoy them until they eat more fish? Worked like a charm.
Yeah, it sure did. This guy's a catfish. He sings I think he sings Bad to the Bone or some shit. I don't know. They all seem like they do that.
Yeah.
He tells bad jokes.
That's kind of pun-based jokes, I'm assuming.
Fish puns. Lots of fish puns. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wish that they had done like a third one that was. I don't know what fish it would be, but just it was disinterested with the whole thing. Like you push the button and it just goes, "What do you want, a joke?" Don't push the button anymore. Okay?
I really like that idea. It's like a fish that's over it.
Yeah, I'm not singing for you. Go push the other buttons, other fish. I'm out. I'm out of this.
Timmy the trout that's over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to be like a weird fish.
Like a carp. That's not that weird.
A carp.
Carp.
No, a carp, it seems just offbeat enough for people to go, oh. Yeah, I like Carl the Carp.
Carl the Carp. Yeah.
Carl the Carp's just pissed about the whole thing. He just wants to sleep. That's all he wants.
The song starts up and he's like, no, not today.
Nope.
Not happening.
Look, you can just listen to the background track. I don't think so. I'm not feeling it.
A fourth fish, I think, would be good. If you could like embody Don Rickles in a fish. I think that'd be good.
Just insults the person pushing the button.
Yeah. Or maybe a turtle or something. He had a turtley look.
Yeah, Don Rickles, he was a very turtley man.
Yeah, he was a turtley dude.
I feel like there is a 50% chance for any man when they get to be 80 years old that they're going to look like a turtle.
I know. I'm scared of that.
You're going to look like a turtle. You're definitely. So the two choices are turtle or lizard.
Well, I'd rather look like a turtle, I guess.
Neither's good.
Yeah.
Like it's not ideal either way.
Some sort of reptilian, amphibian critter.
But I challenge people to go find an 80-year-old man that doesn't look like either a turtle or like an iguana.
Yeah, that's true. You get the neck thing, the neck skin.
It dangles.
Yeah.
It dangles somehow.
There aren't jowls so much as flaps.
Yeah. Well, so if you have jowls, odds are you're a turtle.
Yeah.
If you just have neck flaps, yeah, you're definitely an iguana, man.
Yeah. I don't know if it pays to take care of yourself once you're at a certain age, because
no,
you might look better if you're a little chubby.
And outside of that, okay, so I listened to an audio book that was Dick Van Dyke's autobiography from like 7 years ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so he was mid to late 80s at the time.
Yeah.
And one of his things was he went to the doctor and asked the doctor, should I stop eating ice cream? And the doctor essentially said, why?
Right.
You are 87 years old. Who cares? Just eat all the ice cream you want. Never turn down ice cream.
Enjoy it, Dick.
When you get to that age, that's the rule. Like, oh man, I don't know if I should do that heroin. Well, I'm 87. I'm not, I need to be, very forthright here. I don't support elderly drug addiction. So don't give your grandparents any sort of drugs. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the one hit might take them out. There's a good chance of that, you know.
I guess if you're done, like that's the point where you're done. It's like I did it.
Right.
So I was going to save this for later in the show.
Okay.
But we're talking about elderly people.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have figured out our future professions.
Oh, I'm stoked about this.
Okay, so we've got like 30 years
to
get prepped for this.
All right. Okay. All right.
Please hold for 1 second. Are you familiar with Pete and Baz?
No, I'm not. Pete and Baz.
He's looking figures and man, I'm deaf as a action. Two glass of the golden star. Who mark on me order? Tom Ford him and at my wrist. You get hit with a whiff when I'm walking. Bars, drip there, at the final.
Holy shit.
If I goddamn toasted jams, I jump out the jar and I slap the geezer. Got slapped with a sentence, went down. Came back with a vengeance and now I'm bringing that smoke with this
That's probably all I can play before we get in trouble for copyright violation.
Sure.
Yeah. So they're two mid to late 70-year-olds. I think one is 80 now.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of different stories going around about them. They either decided to become rappers late in life because they heard one of their grandkids playing UK rap on the radio and got into it.
Yeah.
After initially hating it. Because, they're old.
Yeah, sure. Naturally.
That's story number one. Now we get to the more likely stories. Story number two is that someone writes raps and they just do them.
Yeah.
Like they write the songs. And then story number three is they're not even recording the vocals. And they just lip sync. Okay, so those are possibilities. But now hear me out.
Okay.
If they're in their 70s, we have like 30 some odd years
we do
to practice and become as good as they're at least pretending to be.
All right. Hey, listen, I'm in.
We can be the real Pete and Baz.
I love it. I've always I always thought I never really thought I could be in hip hop, right?
Neither did they.
But I thought if I was, I would want to be the RZA. Like, I'd want to be the dude with the boxes making the beats who occasionally says something.
Okay.
That would be me. You could be the Jizza out in front, liquid sorting everybody.
For this, we have to both. It's a bounce back and forth situation.
All right, I can do that.
It's a rap duo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. We could collab on the beats too. I'm happy to share.
Yeah, we've got like I said, 30 some years.
Yeah.
So start practicing. Yeah, I have a hard time believing they write all of the lyrics because a lot of it is drug dealing lyrics.
Oh, what?
Which is hilarious. Not hilarious that they're rapping it. Hilarious to imagine if it were a real thing.
Oh my god. Yes. That's true. Like, these two old white dudes are your drug dealers?
Yeah. And it's all lyrics about I'm trying to remember the exact lyric, but one of them, it's something about people getting scared when they flex in a fist fight.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Who are you fighting, by the way? You're fighting that little paper cup that your pills come in.
Yeah.
That's what you're fighting.
I will also, if they are recording the vocals, they actually have no business being as good at what they're doing as they are.
It sounded really good.
Like, it's tight.
Yeah, like the flow was on for sure.
There's no reason they should be able to do that. So
why were they in a studio with dressed in tuxes, looking like they're about to perform?
It's their thing.
Classical music. Okay,
it's their thing.
Okay,
they dress up very fancy. They do have chains.
Okay,
because rapper.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like the cane that the one dude had who was standing up. That's pretty dope.
Do you want the cane?
I would love to have a cane. Yeah.
Okay,
like
so you get to be the cane guy.
All right.
But I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like you're going to have the gravelly voice. I feel like you would have the lower voice.
The more. Yeah, I might. That's true.
Yeah.
We need to figure out who's going to smoke more in the next 30 years. We got
someone needs to get started right now.
Gets to smoking, Nathan. That's your shtick.
Okay.
I don't think people always say whiskey and cigarettes makes your voice do that. I think it's cigarettes because I drink whiskey a lot. I'm drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm drinking it right now. I don't think my voice has changed that much in 10 years, almost 10 years of Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah. I think if it's whiskey and cigarettes,
Yeah.
If whiskey and cigarettes do it, it's really more of an issue of you're living a hard life.
Yeah.
Like if you're a whiskey and cigarette guy, you probably aren't taking a night off a lot.
Oh, you're staying up late, you're partying.
Right.
Your voice is going out all the time. If you end up sounding like the guy from Rancid.
Yeah. See, he's a whiskey and cigarettes guy.
Oh, he must have been, right? Like
every night and day.
Yeah. And just lots of yelling.
Yeah.
I love Rancid though.
Yeah. He's whiskey and cigarettes until he falls asleep at some point against his will. Not to mention all of the things besides the whiskey and cigarettes
naturally
that went into his body.
This is true. Yeah.
Massive quantities of it, I would assume.
Yeah. He actually did the heroin, didn't he? I think he did. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's been very, very open about that.
Yeah. He doesn't do it anymore, but he did do it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Least appealing drug to me.
Well, I got to think that it's a lot of work, but that the payoff.
I think that's the big thing. I think like the more work that goes into using a drug, the less appealing it is to me.
There you go.
I mean, not that I want to use any illegal substance.
Government.
But I like you got if you have to get out multiple tools. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You need a spoon. You need a heat source. All sorts of things.
Yeah, I would be, if I had to do it myself, I'd be a terrible drug addict because I would be sitting there and I would just keep procrastinating doing my drugs.
Hey, what's the laziest way I could do heroin? There's a good bit in there somewhere. Like
I guarantee you that was a Yahoo Answers question at some point.
Quora or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Quora.
Yeah. Hey guys, just wondering, like, looking for new experiences. What's the laziest way to inject?
I really want to use heroin, but I don't really have the time to go through the whole rigmarole.
That's one of those where, like, maybe, I don't know, you think that at first, but then you definitely have time after you finally do the heroin. You're like, I need more of this heroin.
Well, yeah, I mean, once you've done it, but I'd never get around to actually doing it.
You're impervious to addiction, man.
I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, oh, it's across the room. And then by the time I got up to do that, I'd look at like the spoon and the syringe, and you got to tie off.
What
it's
drug?
A lot.
It's a fucked up, horrible drug, right? Like it ruins lives. But on the other hand, what drug has inspired more like really, really good music?
Oh, no, that's it.
That's pretty much heroin, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, okay, whatever, reggae, I guess. I mean, I like reggae, don't get me wrong, but
that's such a, I don't even count that because that's all music.
Yeah, like most musicians smoke weed.
That's just a thing.
Yeah.
And you have all the acid music, but
depending on what it is, I think, there's definitely some.
But it's a more narrow thing it's done. Heroin's done everything.
That's true. It's done jazz. It's done rock. It's done like Lou Reed.
Every type of rock.
Every type of, truly. Yeah. Truly.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, no, don't do drugs. No, listen, they were great before the heroin. Heroin's what took them down.
Yeah. It's they were very good then they used heroin and wrote a really good song while on heroin one time, and then the rest of their life was terrible. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Mm-mm.
No, and we need everybody we can get at this point. Come on. We need all y'all. We need y'all to survive.
Yeah. It would be bad if we just started wiping ourselves out.
Yeah.
No good.
Would. Let's not do that.
Mm-mm.
Let's band together and whatnot.
So there's our public service announcement for
that's pretty good. I got another one.
Okay,
Nathan, and this is shitty because both of us hate self-promotion. We hate it. At least I think you hate it. I'm pretty sure you hate it.
I don't talk about myself as much as humanly possible. So I'm not interested in what I have to say about myself. I assume no one else is either.
Oh, come on now. Come on. I hate it. I mean, I don't know. I do it sometimes, but I still hate it. But all this is a preamble to we started a little Patreon.
Yeah,
folks. We did. And it's patreon.com/sushijackknife if you're interested. We pimp this out. If you're only a sushi listener and you don't listen to the Bob Show, a little inside track. You guys, you're like the loyalists of our little podcast sphere. We
love you the most.
Yeah, so we tried to pimp it out to the Bob people first.
Yeah.
So far, no takers. It's been about a week. 0 people have signed up. I'm a little depressed. I'm a little depressed about it. I gotta be honest. I'm a little depressed.
Well, it hasn't been very long.
I know, and it's not like nothing's been going on.
Yeah,
like so much has been. There's been so much happening. That sounds like I'm joking, but it really is true. Like,
yeah, it did sound sarcastic.
It did.
Oh, things are happening. Ooh.
Like important actual shit is going down. And we picked a really dumb time to launch the Patreon. I didn't think about that at all, lining up with the election. But so saying this to you, Sushi Jackknife, or both show listeners, just to make you aware of it, it's out there. We're going to have stuff from the Bob Show on there, and we're going to have Sushi Jackknife stuff on there. Yeah, it exists. It's $2 a month.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Just take all that money you didn't donate to your Senate candidate and give it to us.
That sounds like a good use. Yeah. You know what? I don't know what to fucking say. I don't know how we segue. I don't know how we segue into the godforsaken nightmare that is. I mean, I don't even know how much we want to talk about the election. I didn't know.
So I had forgotten, because it's been long enough since Donald Trump was president or president-elect.
Right.
The never-ending hellscape of news.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
Where it's just constantly the world is burning to the ground.
Yeah.
And some of it's very serious. And some of it is not nearly as serious as Anderson Cooper wants me to believe it is.
Yes. Yes. That's right. That's right.
But they're going to tell me all about it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
never ending.
It's going to be a nonstop deluge.
I've coined a new term for how I feel. Okay. So going back to the previous time he was president, was it bad? Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Was it as bad as everyone expected it to be? No, because everyone expected it to actually end in nuclear war.
Yeah, we did. You're right. We did at the time think that the world was going to explode.
So it wasn't nearly as bad. So I have the new term for the next 4 years. I am cautiously pessimistic.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. I do not think it's going to go well.
Right.
But I'm being cautious on how terrible it will be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because it's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be awful.
Yeah.
But like, then like today, and who knows where we're at by the time anyone hears this episode, it could have changed 40 times.
Right.
He's announced that he's appointing Matt Gaetz.
I saw that.
To be Attorney General.
Right.
Matt Gaetz, you might know as the person who Venmo'd 17-year-old girls money.
Oh, that was that guy.
Matt Gaetz.
Oh.
And that was met with Republican senators going, yeah, no, I don't think so on that one. I'm sorry.
No surprise that a sex offender would want to appoint other sex offenders.
Well, you know, they connected over hobbies.
Shared interests.
Yeah.
So
they have things to talk about outside the office.
Right.
So
right. So last time this happened,
yeah,
I don't know about you, but I felt a responsibility at the time with our limited influence. And it is, I mean, it's, you know, it's a small dedicated audience,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. It's like no more than 50 million.
Right. I felt, boy, if only we had endorsed the candidate, that might have really changed things.
That was our problem.
I know.
I did, but it was Jill Stein.
Oh,
was that wrong? Was that the wrong choice?
You fucker.
By the way, I need to stop right here.
That's fine.
I don't know if there's anyone who's listening that this applies to. I apologize for what I'm about to say if it does.
All right.
If you are still voting for Jill Stein in 2024, go die. What is happening? Why? Why?
I know.
She's not a good candidate, and she's not going to win. It's an 0 for 2 situation.
That's funny. I haven't heard a word about Jill Stein in ages. That's funny.
She ran. She got votes.
She ran this year? Okay.
Yeah, not a lot.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
it was less than the last time she ran.
Sure.
It's just sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Don't do that to yourself. Respect yourself more than that. Pick a person that could be president someday, not Jill Stein.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No.
Okay. Go back with what you say.
I hear your point. No, I hear your point. It's I love the passion and intensity that brought out.
I mean, Jill Stein.
So when this happened last time, first of all, we were like 10 years younger, right? Nearly 10 years younger, 8 years younger or something like that. However the fucking long it's been. And
it's been 8 years.
Yeah. And I
like almost exactly 8 years.
Well, that makes sense now that we're talking about,
you know, two presidents.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. At the time, I know I felt like a responsibility to use our limited voice in some way. And I guess what I'm saying right now is we're probably not going to do that in the way we did before, at least, which was I was like reading news. I was bringing in articles. Like, no one should look to us for news, right? Or analysis, right? However, I think we'll just continue to be ourselves and talk about the things that come to mind when we're recording, right?
And making fun of dumb orange man.
Well, naturally, of course, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I want people to know that that's not what they're in for. Probably. I mean, I don't know. My mind could change tomorrow, and I could be hammering us all with fucking facts and figures for the next God knows how long.
But why?
You know,
that's an actual question at this point. I don't want to be an apathetic person.
No, certainly not.
And I don't think I'm being an apathetic person, but there's a part of me that after seeing everything happen during the election,
yeah,
and seeing facts, and then seeing that everyone just blatantly ignores facts and votes for whatever they just want.
Yeah, that's true.
Why waste our time with They don't matter.
Right. And I'm talking about just within the scope of the show.
Oh,
like
I know.
In my own, and in your life, and my life, and our families, you know, we're gonna do what we can on those fronts. I just mean for the show, you know, it's like I don't know. I was reflecting on that because this is where we were.
Yeah, I have a new theory.
Okay.
And maybe we can spearhead this next election.
Okay, like midterms, or like
we
general.
can do a soft run on the midterms.
All
it
right.
would be a presidential election.
All right.
Thing specifically. So I think we can all agree, and as upsetting as this is, to agree with.
Yes.
There was a significant amount of people who voted for Donald Trump because they think he's funny.
That's true.
So, hear me out. Here's our goal. We pick a candidate that we like next presidential election.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Jill Stein. Who knows? And we make them the funniest.
Right.
Like, we just constantly are razzing them for how funny they are.
Right.
And then everyone will be like, they are pretty funny though. What if they were president? And it's like a reverse psychology situation.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm tracking with you.
If we can get the dumb Rogan bros.
Yeah.
Like if this last election, if someone had gone, no, but you know who's really funny and insulting? Kamala Harris. all of the Rogan bros would have been like, bruh, yeah.
Yeah. Shift.
Why don't we go vote for Harris and then take our steroids? And they just played it wrong. They made her a serious human being, and that's the problem. Politics don't require serious human beings anymore.
That's true.
We got rid of that. We've moved into a post-serious human being era of America.
I think so. At least in some way. I mean, at least at this particular moment. Who knows what could happen?
Nope. It's dead.
You think that's it? We're done with...
Serious human beings don't matter.
All right.
How many... So I saw this whole thing online the other day.
Okay.
With Trump, he has all the ties to the Project 2025 thing.
Oh, yeah. I read some of that shit.
Yeah, anyone listening, if you haven't looked it up, go look it up. It's a fun read. You'll love it. That's sarcasm. You won't love it. I'm assuming if you're listening to this podcast, there's no way you're going to love it.
Yeah, I feel like we wear who we are on our sleeves pretty well. Yeah. So, yeah.
But I saw all these people posting online going, no, like, I know he has ties to the people who did that, but like, he's not serious about that, right? Like, that was the question to ask in October.
Correct. That's correct.
These are people who voted for him saying this. Like,
yeah, I know.
You should have. You're supposed to ask those before you do it, not after. It's too late now. You can't change it.
I know. One of the things that drove me crazy that I have heard in recent days is that people voted for him, and were asked how they felt about him. If they think he was a good guy, did they think he was truthful? Did they think he was, to be trusted? Did they think he's presidential material? No, they don't think any of those things.
No, of course not.
Still voted for him. It's like
because they don't want a serious human being. Yeah. That's it.
I think you're right about that. I think that is part of it. I also think, and I realize we're drifting into this territory. I also think that there, at least on the economic front, there are a lot of people that are seriously hurting, and I do get that. And I'm not saying that they made an intelligent choice, but I can see how they might have made that choice. There is a contingent of people, dudes, who are never going to vote for a woman. That's another issue. There's many, many issues at play. Not to oversimplify.
Yeah, I don't. The people's issue with women,
Yeah.
is so baffling at this point.
Oh, I know.
I just don't get it. I don't. One of the people that Trump has appointed, the military guy.
Yeah.
Whatever his position was, I don't remember. Whatever. One of his big pushes is that women shouldn't be in fighting combat positions.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's really smart when we have a military shortage.
Yeah. To say no.
To say no to 51% of the population.
Wow. That's wild.
You dum-dum. You dum-dum.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's true. I mean, I've listened to a lot of good things in the last week. I mean, I sort of, to be honest, since we moved, I really have not kept up super hardcore with the news. I mean, I haven't. I've been very lax. And of course, this happening, I was like, fuck, I got to really start paying attention again. And I have been more so. And I think everybody has to find that balance between like, how much do you pay attention versus do you want to lose your fucking mind? Yeah. You know, like you can't.
And you will lose your mind.
You will. And that's kind of partially by design, I think. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm going to speak for all news, not just Fox News, not just MSNBC, all news across the board.
Yeah.
Every one of them has designed their broadcast at this point to be an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick on CNN because it's the one I'm most familiar with this tendency on.
Okay.
Every time they come in from commercial break, if Wolf Blitzer is on the screen, he's going to go, happening now! As if something gigantic just happened.
Right.
And most of the time what he's saying is happening now is that thing that happened a week ago is still in the process of happening. It's not over yet.
Oh, God.
But they immediately give you that little like adrenaline jolt of,
right.
Oh, crap, what is it? Oh, still that? Well, I guess I'll find out what's happening with the Israel-Hamas war. You know, not.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And so no one delivers actual news. They just deliver excitement. And that's the way it is.
Yeah, I really feel that like cable news in general is not really a good thing. I can see places for it in when there's like a state of emergency or something, a hurricane coming in, something like that. But this kind of thing is like this, they call it the 24-hour news cycle?
Yes.
I don't think it's good. I really don't think it's good. But now we're way past that. You know, it's like people are voting based off of TikTok and shit. It's like, by
the way, I don't know if this will insult anyone listening to this podcast. If you voted based off of TikTok, go die. This is just everyone that did anything I disagree with now. I don't want any of you to die. I love all of you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Metaphorically, go die.
Well, I think
oh man.
I think, you know, one thing we should like say right now is like the white dude podcaster space has stuff to answer for this shit, and we're a tiny part of that. You know, we are two white dudes sitting here bullshitting. I just hope that no one ever thinks that they should. I mean, they don't think they should base anything based on something we say. I don't think. And
no, they should.
They should they?
I have a lot of very important opinions. So,
well, I would say that yes, you certainly do, Nathan. You do.
You know what's fun to think about? There is someone out there that made their decision on who to vote for.
Yeah.
Based on Donald Trump showing up on the Flagrant Ones podcast.
Did he?
Or is that the name of it?
The basketball one?
No, not that one. It's
like
hold on.
I was like, isn't that the one that Sam listens to?
It's just Flagrant now. It's just Flagrant.
Oh, okay. I don't know about I don't know this podcast.
It's just another one in the Rogan sphere.
Oh, okay.
That's all you need to know.
But it's not the basketball dudes.
No.
Okay,
It's two comedians that are they're the type of comedian that they view comedy as, what if I say something really shocking?
Oh yeah,
and that's it. There's not really a joke. If they thought they could get away with it for shock humor, they would go out on stage and just yell the N-word.
Right.
But they know that that's just a tick too far, so they choose lesser racial slurs to pull out. Things like that.
I totally know the kind of thing you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are. I mean, what else? Is there anything else I wanted to say about this whole thing? I don't know. There are certainly better sources than me to go to for this. I listened to
me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go to Nathan.
If
directly to Nathan,
anyone who needs to know what they should do in the future, just come directly to me. I'll be your fearless leader.
Yeah.
Justin doesn't want to be the leader.
No,
I will be in charge. If Joe Rogan gets to be in charge of people, I should be in charge of people too. It's only fair. I could eat elk liver just like him. It's not that big a deal. He's not special.
Again, I would like to be the RZA here in the background, tapping on pads, making noises. Like maybe the power behind the throne, you might say. But let me be RZA.
Do you know how many people who look like you in life have said that exact sentence before?
Oh, probably a lot.
Let me be RZA, please.
Come on, RZA me up.
I'm just a white guy. I want to be RZA.
Fuck, I don't know, Nathan. I just I think a lot of people on our side of things have been really through the emotional ringer this week. We're recording this Wednesday, November 13th. So it's been a little over a week. And
wow, it has only been a week.
Feels longer, right? Feels way longer. And, we'll get through it. We will get through it on the other side. There is another side after. After.
Just be cautiously pessimistic like me.
I think that's a good message.
Like it's going to be bad, but maybe not as bad as you were expecting.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Or exactly as bad.
It could also be the hellscape that we all have in our minds.
It'll be in that range. Somewhere.
This is one of my favorite things about you. You're like, look, we can think about this. Yeah. It's gonna exist between here and here.
It's either going to be the worst thing ever or not. So it's somewhere between worst thing ever and best thing ever. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Well, let's not. Okay, let's move the top down. It's like I don't know if you've looked at this on your fantasy football team, but they have the little boom and bust guide.
Oh no!
Where it's like, here's the range of expected points, but there's also like a 20% chance that they fall below their expected points range.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what we need. That for different political appointees and everything. Like, how bad is Matt Gaetz going to be? Well, it could be a 10 out of 10 on bad, all the way down to a 7 out of 10 on bad.
Right.
But there's also a chance he has a boom week and somehow gets a 15 out of 10 on bad. Who knows, you know?
Yeah, who knows? We have not at all mentioned the fantasy football team, by the way.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Not doing as well.
It's
as you
going
thought?
poorly. Well,
Is it?
okay. Let me tell you. So
do people even know what the hell we're talking? We started a fantasy. Is it called a league?
Oh dear Lord!
It's called
yes, we started a fantasy league.
I wasn't sure if it was league or if it was some other term. I'm sorry.
A fantasy conglomerate of teams.
Thank you.
We started that. So here's my issue. I went into the year under the assumption that the wide receivers that Patrick Mahomes was going to throw to weren't all going to be injured.
Oh, I see.
And they are.
Well, that blows.
So I've spent the entire year trying to put together some sort of team, and it finally looked like it was going well. And then my top wide receivers quarterback got injured for the season.
No.
So now CD Lamb is trying to catch passes from someone who plays quarterback like I would play NFL quarterback, meaning poorly. So that's great. Yeah. Anyway, so it's not going great.
Aw, I'm sorry, Nathan.
Let's see. I'm 5-5 right now.
Okay.
I'm going to probably be 5-6.
I'm 5-5.
I think most of the
Are we?
people
We're like split down the middle.
Yeah, it's let's see.
Your team has the greatest name, by the way. The name of your team is
the Mouth Foaming Ham Biscuits.
I love that.
Okay, well, did I explain to you why that's the team name?
I don't know if you did. You might have.
First off, before we get there, we do have to shout out Gumby, who is easily destroying everyone.
Is he winning?
He's 8-2.
Oh, fucking Gumby, go, dude, go!
Like at this point, he hasn't clinched the playoffs because we're still far enough out, but like he's clinched the playoffs.
Nice.
Like if he wins this week, he's clinched the playoffs.
Hell yeah! I was like third at one point. I was impressed with myself.
You had the number 1 overall draft pick. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be that impressed with yourself.
Now I'm like 8th.
Yeah, there is a 5-way tie for 4th right now.
Okay.
5-way.
5.
And then JoJo and my sister's boyfriend. Not so good.
Not so good.
Not so good. Anyway. What was I about to say?
Well, you started by explaining how your team's not going well for you.
Yeah, and then I mentioned Gumby.
Yeah.
But there was something I was going to say before Gumby. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Life is meaningless. Look.
Well, in any event, I think it was a fun experiment. I mean, the season's not over, but I marveled at how we had not talked about it on the show at all.
Mouth Foaming Ham Biscuits. That's right. What we were talking about.
Explain your name, yeah.
So I could not come up with a name. And I started messing with a fantasy football name generator that you can find online. Now, it did not spit out the name Mouth Foaming Ham Biscuits.
Okay.
It did spit out the name something. It wasn't mouth foaming, but something ham muffins. It was like delicious ham muffins.
Okay.
And I was like, fine, whatever. So I went and put it in, and it told me I couldn't use that name.
What the fuck?
It was banned.
What?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll discuss it in a second.
All right.
I'm sure someone listening has already figured out why it's banned.
Okay.
So I started plugging words into thesauruses, and Delicious eventually became mouth foaming.
Oh, I see. Because if something's... Yeah.
Which is way more offensive than delicious. But it was still banned. The only thing I can figure out is the word muffin is banned because of the word muff.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's all I got. So I had to change it to biscuits, which is way better.
It's so much better. It's so ham muffin. No one knows what a ham muffin is, but a ham biscuit is a real thing.
A mouth foaming one.
Yeah. Which it just makes me think about like a cartoon of someone's like dripping saliva mouth.
Yeah.
About to shove a biscuit. Like my dog. Like at this point, when I have a treat, if I hold it for too long, the drool just drips from the mouth. It's like that, but ham biscuits.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the name. It will be my name. It will be my name on any fantasy sport I do forever now.
I think it's great. I said, "Oh Jesus," because my antenna fell, my television antenna. I know. I touched it with my foot and it fell.
Yeah.
My team name is the Evil Elvises, which I'm not super proud of, but I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
That happens.
Yeah.
You could have been like Sam's friend Cameron, who just left the default name on his team. ESPN just gives everyone their default name. His is Cameron's competitive team. He's in second place, by the way.
Son of a bitch.
Which is infuriating.
Damn it. Damn it.
You didn't even come up with a real name. Will, my sister's boyfriend, is the Bird Turglers.
Oh,
which
okay.
I do enjoy that.
You like Bird Turglers?
I like Bird Turglers.
I also like whoever the abusement park. I thought that was
that's
pretty
JoJo.
Good. Is that JoJo?
JoJo is the abusement park.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
very nice.
Anyway, I won't win. But whatever.
Hey, it is what it is.
I blame Hollywood Brown. That's all I'm saying. I just blame him, and that's it. And Dak Prescott for getting injured.
Yeah. There you go.
Cooper Rush, come on. He can't throw to anyway.
Well, I have a question about sports.
Okay. It's usually a competition between two teams, frequently centered around a ball.
Oh, okay. Thank you. No, real question.
Okay.
I have not been following that closely this season, but I heard that somebody in a recent game made some incredible move that no one's ever made before, and probably even the dude that did it can't do it again.
Well, that's a very vague statement you've made for me.
I'm sorry. I thought you would immediately know what it was. Some kind of spin or something.
Do we know which sport it was in?
Football. Sorry. It was definitely football.
Okay.
Nathan's like, help me narrow it down from the dozens of fucking sports.
We're talking Australian rugby. Got it. Got it.
Yeah. Competitive pinochle.
Man, now we talked about the Flagrant podcast, and Andrew Schultz was just in my face. Anyway, I see nothing about it. However, for whatever reason, Google appears to only want to show me 538 articles about football.
Oh, interesting. That sounds like your history come into play.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I think he was on the Ravens maybe or something. Let me see if I can find this. I don't know.
All I know is the Chiefs are currently undefeated.
Oh, fantastic.
I need to state that this is November 13th.
Yeah.
At 8:56 p.m. that this is recorded. So if they lose this weekend to the Bills, it was recorded before then, and I'm not just incorrect. They almost lost to the Broncos. They had a game-winning field goal block.
Oh, damn.
Which is a weird situation.
That doesn't happen very much, does it?
Like never.
Interesting. Yeah,
I mean,
can't
it was the Broncos. You shouldn't almost lose to the Broncos.
True that. So I can't find what the fuck it was either. So maybe I invented that in my brain. It's very possible.
Just like they invented the spin that no one will ever be able to do again.
Yes, that's right.
Everyone's inventing things.
Yeah, everybody's going around.
Justin has his own football playing in his head all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Madden, but on steroids. Like you hit B to do a spin move, but in Justin's head, it spins all the way across to the other side of the field.
All of the players are the football robot from Fox.
Yeah. I like the idea of the spin move just being the person continuing to spin in a circle until they get to the other side of the field, going whoa, 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 and spinning.
It's called the tornado, Nathan.
Can't catch me. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Works every time. Works every time.
There's no way anyone would even try to catch you if you were doing that. In that situation, they just go, look, that guy's clearly unhinged, and I don't get paid enough.
No.
I know. I'm a defensive player. I'm not getting quarterback money. I'm not tackling that guy.
I also heard a story recently, and you may know about this. I don't know. This is from decades ago about a player who used to cover himself head to toe with this stuff they call stickum, some kind of goo. And
I know about stickum. Yes,
and I guess the idea was that like if the ball hit him, there's a decent chance it would stick to him, and he could get his arm around it and run.
Not the worst idea.
What the hell is stickum, Nathan?
I mean, it's exactly what you would expect it to be based on the name.
It's just like gooey, nasty,
it's just
sticky shit.
Yeah, that's it. It's so I'm pretty sure it's completely illegal at this point.
Okay.
In football. But what's more ridiculous is it's actually less sticky than the gloves that they all wear now.
Really?
Yeah. Like from everything I've ever heard, the gloves that wide receivers wear at this point is if you have a ball hit the glove and you have any sort of grip on it whatsoever, you're catching the ball.
Oh, that sort of makes sense that they would come up with that.
Yeah.
I mean, given time and technology and the massive investment in football,
yeah,
like that they would come up with some kind of thing like that.
And, part of me is like, no, take away the gloves. And then the other part of me is like, maybe just make better gloves. Like, wouldn't it be fun if they weren't even gripping the ball? They just go up and the ball hits their hand and sticks to it. And like, I got it.
Like that Velcro thing you played as a kid.
Yeah.
Where you had the paddle and the tennis ball. And
then the defensive backs who are playing defense can go slap the other side of the ball and they can just fight over the ball that way.
I mean, I'm in favor of it. I like it.
Whoever has their glove give out first, they lose. If your glove keeps a hold of the ball, that's how you win the game. So
I like the idea of a football game where one team is the fuzzy side of the Velcro, and the other team is the sticky side.
Okay.
And they crash into each other and they just get stuck.
I do like this.
And that's the whole thing. It's over very quickly. It was a lot of preparation for this one moment. And then the goal, I guess, is to try to rip them apart.
So instead of like the defensive line and offensive line running into each other,
right.
There's no contact at the beginning of the play. They start touching each other. And then the defensive player has to rip off of the offensive lineman to go get the quarterback.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of situations where just all the guys are stuck together.
Yeah.
Going nowhere.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot fewer concussions.
Right?
I I don't want to overstate it, but I think you just solved football.
Hey, look at me.
So there we go.
Ding. Everybody sees a star.
One problem down.
Zillions more to go.
Get on the rest of them now. That's your homework for the week.
Sushi jackknife?
Sushi jackknife.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Bye.